Alright, hi guys. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to be doing our random minions run today. So, I've got Ray assisting me here, who's going to be giving me the hex codes that I need, but I'm basically going to be substituting all of the minion spawn codes with new ones, which is 48, I believe. I'm going to be inputting them into the memory of the game, and that will substitute every single minion that we encounter. I won't know what minions I'm going to encounter until we run into them. So I'll just give Ray a little bit of time to get those codes to us. We're going to be playing with a fuchsia color. That's just to indicate that this is not a regular run. Just checking that everything's right. Yeah, that's fine. I'll be able to tell if they're outside the right range, because if they go outside of D0, then they can't be right. Yeah, it's going to take me a little bit of time to get set up here, since I'm manually entering these memory addresses, or rather these values into these memory addresses. I also need to set them all to lock. Yeah, that looks fine, as far as codes go. So I'm just setting all these memory addresses to lock. Well, I'll see how far down I get on my list, and then I'll tell you how many more I need if they don't work. Alright. So that's 75. Get it into position. There we go. I can just type them in now. 75 BB AO 71 5C 95 1F 9D 08 84 45 89 77 C6. C6 is a very late code. That might be a boss, which I think will be fine, because I think that's a corridor boss, which I am allowing to spawn. If you go onto the complete minion, if you type in the wiki for the complete minion list, can you check that C9 is a corridor boss? Or if it's corridor boss, it's fine. You don't need to tell me which one.
God of the forest, the source of all
I don't want to look in the hex codes myself, because I want to stay
the divine spirits
unaware.
He spoke. I am
Right, so we got to Dark Beetle Forest spawns, so I need
For a time they brought life and
1,
happiness
2, 3,
to the
4,
Soon the forest
5,
was visited
4
by
plus
fate.
10.
The divine spirits
Need about
created a
18
beast
more.
in their own image. Elram warned, that is the beast of knowledge, and it will someday bring temptation upon you. Thou shalt not associate with it. The divine spirits so promised, and gave birth to the beast of their own image. Such was man's beginning.
Yeah, no worries.
Time passed, and the forest was again visited by fate. A divine spirit was seduced by a beast of knowledge, and so the promise to Elram was broken. The spirit lost its divine power, and by the child of man and spirit, it was gained. This new power threatened
18
Elram,
more.
and
Yeah.
so was divided into light.
Yeah, C6 is a late code, so I'm thinking that's either like one of the secret minions, an unobtainable minion, or a eternal corridor boss. If it's any of those, that's fine. I just want to avoid main game bosses, because they will crash the game. I feel like I should let that play out. I quite like that sequence. Yeah, I have no idea what any of these minions are. I do know some minion codes just by virtue of when I was scrolling through. Okay, cool. Yeah, so 18 more hex codes and then we'll have enough. I'm also going to use a save state in case I cause a crash, because I've disabled the ability for the game to switch elements, and I've set that, it's a boolean value, I've just set it to true to like stop it, but if I'm wrong and it tries to, when I've made it to false, then it'll switch and it'll break the game, and it'll crash. So okay, so that's AA, didn't like that, AA, 68, 84, T1, another late one, I assume we're fine on that one too. To be fair, I think all the main game bosses are within that range I specified before where it ends at like 35 or something, so I think that might just be an unobtainable minion. Because I think Eternal Corridor bosses might start at, I want to say C9? Yeah, cool. What was I, 64? 48, 62, AF, OA, and A5. AA 684 C1 91 BE B7 13 99 5B B6 84 64 48 62 AF OA. Okay, one more. I was one short. I can't count.
Elrond, god of the forest, the source of all life. He released his servants, the divine spirits, unto the lands. He spoke.
Yeah, just one more code.
Which is giving you life. For a time, they brought life
and then we can
and
get started.
to the forest. Soon, the forest was visited by fate. The divine
1B,
spirits
okay.
created a beast in their own image.
Well, there is no Mardreg in this run, I can tell you that, because Mardreg is all zeros. Is that 67? Can I not count? Okay, I can't count. To save my life, evidently. Anyway. So we both know I wasn't that great at counting. Alright. Anyway. Let's see what we get. Let me just make sure my settings are still right. Looks like it, because we're still the right color. Okay. Let's see what happens. I did lock all those memory addresses, didn't I? Okay, cool. As soon as you start the game, it tries to overwrite them with the correct ones. So let's go. In 3, 2, 1. Alright. Yeah. So, I have no idea what we're going to encounter. I don't think we have any Eternal Corridor bosses. So what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to turn off the auto capture, not the auto capture, the can always capture option, because we're not going to need it. Basically a setting which would allow me to capture boss fights, but if we're not going to encounter any bosses, Eternal Corridor bosses specifically, then there's no need to have that enabled. So I've turned that off now. Otherwise, I'll see Minion and go, I could try to capture him. I shouldn't, but I could. In the event that I'm wrong and we do end up hitting into an Eternal Corridor boss, I'll just turn it back on again.
Ricketts has run away, has he? He's run off, you know. It's all hearsay. It seems as if he was stolen by a Na'vi woman, and he ran off. His son is still so young. Too young to become a cocoon master. Run away, will you?
Yeah, I thought it'd be fun that if we ran into an Eternal Corridor boss, we'd have a boss fight every single time we ran into one, but it would be kind of funny if we could capture them. So I I found the memory addresses for the capture mode as well and made it so we could do that. Anything but mainline bosses we were going to be allowed to capture. I'm wondering if this is going to change the Patimal fight. I don't think it will. It depends on what memory address it reads for that fight. You know, whether or not it reads the first minion zone, as it were, the first minion spawn zone. Or if it just reads from somewhere else. I may also try a boss randomizer at some point, but I would need to dig more into the memory for that. As I appreciate your help in getting these random codes. I didn't want to generate themselves because if I saw them I could start planning. And it would be difficult to resist the desire to plan so that I don't mess up this run. But I have no idea where any of those minions are. Alright, we did. I do need to remember to press the save state button before we go into the Beetle Forest in the event that I've got my memory address slightly incorrect. And it needs to be set to false rather than true to stop the elemental switching. It's a bit weird. If you swap the minions with other minions that naturally do occur in the forest, then the elemental swap still works fine. But as soon as you substitute it in with a minion that doesn't occur in the forest wildly, like in the main game forests, I should say, the ones which have elemental switches, not the Eternal Corridor, works fine for them. As soon as you put one of those Eternal Corridor minions in, breaks. Immediately. You'll try to switch elements and it'll just come up with saying you've got an invalid opcode at this memory address, and yeah, fair enough. You don't know what minion to switch in. We're also not allowed to do the tutorial fight. We're not going to be fighting Arpatron with Koris, because that's a guaranteed encounter and that's a guaranteed minion, and we don't want any guaranteed minions. We want to purely work with what we're given. If we encounter Arpatron in the wild, though, we'll have him. This is all about not knowing what you're getting and adapting to what you have available to you. Planning doesn't work when you don't know what minions are in the game. Some of these are actually going to be very hard to encounter as well, because some of these memory addresses only refer to double fights. So if we fight what would have been the Rigu, the tortoises, in the Dragonfly Forest, and you know how they often come in pairs, basically what we've done is we've made it so that the second minion will be a different minion instead of a copy of the first one. So it wouldn't be two Rigus, it'd be like a Rigu and something, and a Haralka or something. But we won't be able to see that other minion outside of fighting the tortoise. We have to fight what would have been the tortoise to find that other minion. This run may be a little bit longer than my other ones, just because I want to see what we actually get. And then further down the line, either next week or in a couple of weeks, we can start trying to do some Nuzlockes. It's going to be hard to fight every possible encounter, because some of them are very obscure. So, like, one of those encounters will be the triple encounter. In the final forest, in the Dark Spider Forest, there is one triple encounter, and it's the only triple encounter in the game. And the first minion will be the replacement for the Dog Para, or the Tepara, and then the other two would normally be the Babenza and the Spiral. And we've replaced those. It won't be a Babenza and a Spiral. But that's the only time you can see those minions either. That's why there are so many more memory addresses for minion spawns than actual minions you can find in the forest. In terms of spots, you can see them. It'd be nice if I don't have to beat up Buggy Boys in every single run, if we do manage to have changed the Patimal spawn. But I have no idea if we have or haven't. This is a very experimental thing we're doing here.
Father of the noble man. Coward. According to tradition, I hereby proclaim your coming of age. Your pride from this day forward. Treacherous girl.
I'm really curious to see what we even find in the Beetle Forest, because our level 1 minion is going to match up. Okay, we still have to fight Buggy Boy. Our level 1 minion is going to be kind of imperative. Because depending on the minions you see later, like, obviously normally you just capture a Mardrag level 3. But there are some minions that if you encounter level 3 might actually be too hard for us to fight and capture with Levant. It would certainly be true if they were replaced with a boss minion. Or a secret minion might be too hard. I know certainly if there was like a Twingu. Not a Sherrick. A Sherrick could be fine, but a Twingu would probably be pretty difficult. The fuchsia text boxes look a little bit strange, I'm not gonna lie. It's a shame capturing minion doesn't work well, or at least spawning minion into the forest wildly doesn't work, because that would have been pretty sick. Going to the forest, there's like a tiny dragon with his, I don't even know what his pattern is. It's like tiger stripes, isn't it? I think I normally use the orange color. Right. We have been quite slow with this starting section, but I've not been too focused on it. Doesn't really matter. We aren't trying to be super speedy here. Longer eye, give me the supplies. There we go. I wanted to see what minions we've got. Really, I ought to write a script that'll directly inject these things into those memory addresses so I never have visibility of them. Just to compensate for the fact that I do have to actually see and read them to input them at the minute. But I think that has to be written in Lua for Cheat Engine to process it, and I'm not familiar with the language. Yep. Alright, just before we go into the Beetle Forest, I'm going to hit F1 to save the current state. Just so if I accidentally crash the game because I'm stupid, I can just press F3 and get back to there. And then fix the memory address error that I did. Alright, let's get over there. Alright, that should have saved the memory. Sorry, saved the state. I hope. Fixing the addresses can be a bit of a pain. I may have to re-enter them if we crash the emulator. Because Cheat Engine won't remember to do it again. I don't know. Aside from, I've simply only heard of Lure. I don't know its ins and outs. Alright. Let's see if we crash the game or not. Seems to be fine. What minion is it? That's a Pattlechew. Okay, we spawned a Pattlechew. That's pretty standard. Oh, sorry, a Petib. Oh, it's a Petib! It's not a Pattlechew! It's the Eternal Corridor equivalent. Okay, well, we will catch it because I need level 1 minion. So, slight downside to this being the Eternal Corridor variant is it doesn't have the... It won't have increased physical attack stat. It won't have that. Anyway, we'll catch one, and then we'll go on to the next area, and we'll see what we find. Randomized all the minions, still Beetle Forest minion in Beetle Forest. Albeit slightly different. I think you can sort of tell with the colour. I think this one's pinker than the Pattlechew. Not easy to tell though. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe you've done this. Get in the cocoon. You're on 3 HP, and you're level 1. That's very rude of it. Well, I can't make a fool of myself by failing to dodge, because I don't know how to dodge these minions in these rooms. I have no idea. There he is, but how do I dodge him? Going towards me, can I just... Yeah. Alright, we're not going to wrong warp out of here, because I want to see what minions there are. So, the Petib replaced the Patimal. That's still a Petib. Sorry, did it just... The stream just disappear for a sec? On there. I don't know what just happened there. Give me a sec. There you go. I don't know why the screen disappeared. Oh my god, what the... Oh my god. It's an awful art. That's actually amazing. Okay, this is so good. This is actually amazing. It's a Graydon. That is so good. So its stats are absolute garbage. Its stats are completely garbage, but it has got some very good abilities on it. Look at this little face, you can barely see it. It's so small. Oh, don't escape, you're level 1 again. Well, why are all the level 1 minions escaping the capture? Oh, I love these guys. So they have awful stats, but what they do have is they have... So this particular one will have Earth attack on all 4 of its body parts. And it will be regular, plus power, plus accuracy, plus critical. And then it'll have all of the Earth magic as well. On 1 minion. So if we want to make any Earth minion that's decent, we've just been gifted with every ability we could possibly want on it. So that's very, very good. There should be another one over here. These should be easy enough to dodge because they are so tiny. So small. Alright, there's another Teeb. Let's see what's over here. Still Petibs. There are these slots being used up a lot by these Petibs. Jesus. Oh no, this one's a Paddle Tube. This one is a Paddle Tube. So we got Petib and Paddle Tube in the Beetle Forest. I was wondering. I was like, I swear that's a different slot. Okay, I'm gonna go up this way. We haven't gone great things for our No, it's not. No, of course not. Are you serious? Are you serious, Dog Para? We're never gonna capture this thing. It's too speedy. So Dog Paras have really bad everything aside from attack and speed. But their attack and speed are very, very high. So we definitely want a Dog Para. I know I'm just sort of going through capturing everything I put my eyes on, but honestly it's worth it. We could capture like 3 Dog Paras, merge them all together, and like that we're set. Like Tourist doesn't stand a chance against that, I don't think. This will have I think water, horn attack plus critical. And that's going to be extremely good for us. That is a very, very good minion to have encountered. There should be more than one. Yeah, so we'll capture a lot of these. I want these. They don't do too much damage to me because I actually think they don't have enough mana at the minute to use their abilities. Because they only have water attack plus critical, it requires 20 mana to use the ability, and I don't think they have 20 mana. What they do have is a very good crit rate. A very good crit rate, due to their high speed for their level. Interestingly, that means that the Mukambus, at least in this area, because it's a different slot from the one the Gradens used, which is why we can counter way more kinds of minions within one forest. Yeah, it's like these are one of the minions that I would want to use in a standard playthrough if they weren't so late into the game. Because they lose out on so much of their attack stat due to being captured so far in. And yeah, it is really weird. I would never capture minions this frequently. This is very much like being a kid again and going, oh, that looks so cool, I want it. With like every encounter. Oh, great walnut. I'll just use that. Okay, we'll get this last one. There's still at least 3 more minions we can find here. Beetle Forest has 8 spawn slots, which can all be different minions. So we know there's the Patib, the Pattlechew, the Dog Para, the Graden. There'll be there'll be 2 minions in the Snake Room, and then there'll be the Mardrag replacement. And that should be all the minions of the Beetle Forest. But I don't... There would have to be something special in the next room for it to be better than these Dog Paras. Even though their stats are actually terrible defensively, their damage output is so good. I wish minions would stop escaping my captures. Yeah, the damage output is so good that I don't know what could be that. If I can get a minion to give it water attack regular, I would rather that, because I think the plus critical is actually a bit of a waste on these minions. They have such a high crit rate to begin with that I don't think water attack plus critical is really necessary. Water attack plus power is very good on them, and I think water attack regular is very good on them. They don't have the mana for plus critical, and the payoff isn't enough, I don't think. So what's in here? Oh, that's another Dark Spider Forest minion. These guys have a water attack. I don't remember which one it is. I do want to engage with one so I can actually see what the other minion is. Because it shouldn't... I don't think it'll be 2 of them. I think it'll be 1 and... Oh no, it's 2 of them. Okay, okay. I don't really want to capture a robe, and they're magic. They're cool minions, but they're magic, so I don't really need them. I believe these guys have Valis, and they have water attack plus something. I think it's plus power. But I don't really want to fight the pair of them. I could probably if I want one later, we can come back and capture one. They're still going to be here. We're also, for once, actually going to go into the dead spider forest, because I want to know what the spiders were replaced with. So we will actually go into dead spider forest for once. Oh, it's Radmoles? Radmoles. I'm not too worried about Radmoles, I don't think I need them. Okay, so I think we're good for minions here for the minute. Oh god, that didn't hit me. I'm just going to check this room to see if there's anything else that spawned. There is of course Louis down here, but I don't really care about that. Can I see what's down here? Oh, nothing spawns in here because Louis is here. Do I want to fight Louis? No, I can't bother to fight Louis. Alright, let's I picked up the warp item there as well, just so when we come back, if I want that Roban, I can just get it straight away. It's weird seeing them being so small, isn't it? Like all the baby versions of the minions you never see. Alright. We are doing an anything goes run, so I am allowed to use the seals to kill Kikinek. However, because we can't guarantee our encounters in the Moth Forest, we are going to need to level our minions the normal way, because we can't guarantee any encounters. I can't go, well, that's going to be a Shulia or whatever, and then I can use my seals, because I don't know if there even is a Shulia in the forest at all. So I'm going to equip our the minions that we've got. Obviously not all of them because we caught 5. I'm not going to equip the Graydon because it's going to be useless in terms of damage output. It just doesn't have any. It's essentially a really, really good minion equip. You can see on like the dog power, it's already got 29 speed at level 1. They're actually insane. Which one's the best dog power that we got? I like this one the best. What my plan is to do this is I'm gonna merge more dog powers into our main dog power later on. And yeah, they don't have enough mana to use their ability. But if we want to just look at this, right? Like, you see what I mean? It's just got every ability we could possibly want. It's just got all of them for Earth. There's water attack plus critical. So that's going to be extremely good. We do need to get that dog power to level up though. Yep. Actually, let's buy 3 because we're going to probably need extras. So we're still probably going to capture a level 3 minion from the Dragonfly Forest. I'm going to use the save. I'm going to press the save state button every time you go into new forest because I don't know if one of these forests might crash and I won't know which one it is. To try. They should all be fine. Alright, let's see what we get. Yeah, the game hasn't crashed. What is it? It's a Turpara! What? It's a Turpara. Oh, sorry, it's a Turhambu. It's the true one, as it were. Well, I'm not going to turn down a Turhambu. We have a Graydon. We can give this Turhambu every ability in the book. That was probably its only usage of its ability. This could be like got so much speed. This run just gonna be these guys versus everything. They do so much damage. This is what I meant with it'll be quite hard to actually capture a level 3 minion, with there being a few that actually give us quite a lot of trouble. Come on, Tahambu. So, the Can you stop blocking for 2 minutes? We're only going to capture one of these. We may come back to capture another. If we can ever get a hit on this guy. Like, do I just try to capture him? I can't get him to stop blocking me. Like, this is as amazing as it is also terrible. It's so difficult to fight a minion which is... I was going to escape. That's, got so much speed on us already. Because, like, it might actually just kill us, honestly. If I can get, like, a couple more hits on it, we'll be fine, but it just keeps blocking. The Vant was never supposed to fight Tahambus in a one-on-one arena. Yeah, so we may come back to capture more of these. I'll tell you what, we can go for the, because we're capturing a Tahambu so early on, I'm going to try and capture it again, see if it's going to play nice. We can go for the one-shot Earth Boss strat. Because Tahambus are the minion you want. Either, like, if we caught the Earth Spiral equivalent, that would be a good one for it, but the Tahambu's, like, the default one to go for that strat with. And we have a Graydon, so we can give it Earth Attack plus power. And we can go for the one shot on the Earth Boss. Which would be amazing. So, we have a Tahambu. We may have to actually leave the forest to heal. Because that took so much out of us. Oh, it's a water snake. There's another Tahambu. That'll be a level 4. And it's water. I don't know if we've any shot at killing it. I think we have to actually leave. I think we have to leave and heal, equip that Tahambu we just got, and use that Tahambu. And that's how we'll get through here. And we'll level up our other 2 minions. We still want... I don't really want the Patib as a main minion. It's not very relevant. We've got a good water minion. Realistically, we want a good air minion, but I think we're going to use that Tahambu that we've got now as a primary candidate for as a one-shot potential for the Earth Boss. I want to give it a go. Right, so let's get that Tahambu on a 30 speed at level 3. They're insanely good minions. If nothing else, just because they block everything. Terrible resistance to magic, but they're so good otherwise. Right. So we'll level up that Tahambu on various minions, it doesn't really matter what. But we can use it to weaken other minions to level up our water and fire one. To get them going, and then that'll help us later. So... I'm liking our position at the minute. Let's fight this, I don't know if this... I assume this is replacing the Haralko. Yeah, it is, 'cause it's level 4. So our Tahambu has exactly 20 mana. which means it can use Earth Attack plus critical exactly one time, and then it's completely out of mana. Oh, it's so good. Okay, let's get the dog para to level 4. Goes to 1. A reduce. There we go. Okay, we have a level 4 dog para. It's insane. Actually insane. So let's have a look at what's in here then. What replaced the tortoises? Swabs. Swabs replaced the tortoises. Well, it's just as well that we leveled up that water minion. You're not going to be able to dodge them. They're too difficult to avoid. Our Tahambu doesn't really have enough mana to take them both down as a consequence of it having this plus critical attack. But I think it's more than capable at taking them down. We may actually kill the poacher's minions because our dog para might just one-shot goat. They may just straight up just one-shot goat. I'll need to participate in at least one more fight, but it'd be good EXP for our minions. Let's get... Do I want to level up the Tahambu or the Patib? I'll level up the Patib just because it's got the most levels to catch up on. I don't intend to use this Patib later on at all, but I think it's going to help us get an air minion that I do want to keep. There we go. There'll be another swab in here. We need to fight it because we need the item it's blocking. Items. Our dog para doesn't have enough mana to use its abilities, but I don't think that matters. I think it's going to block every hit that comes its way. Or at least enough of them that it doesn't really matter. These guys don't have enough. Well, I can't. What am I meant to do? I can't go, oh, I need this, like... I don't know what I'm going to encounter. The only strategy I really have at the minute is see a good minion, capture the good minion, get more of the good minion, make the one you capture a bit better. I do want to come back for the Tahambus, but Levant can't take them on at the minute, is the issue there. Levant can't 1v1 the Tahambus, they're too strong. So I really need like an air minion, or just a high level, not water minion to punch the Tahambus. So that I can then capture them with Levant, or just capture a much higher level minion and I can just outright capture them. And merge all those into the... I want to merge the Graydon into our Tahambu and then a bunch more Tahambus on top of that to correct for the changes we will have made to them. So, do I fight Poacher is the current question. I think we will. I think we will, just for fun. Why not? There's another swab in the door. We'll run from this encounter. Or not. My plan was to use, we are now, by the way, over-leveled, I think. At least on this one dog para. I was finally hit by something. The double crit's showing off when they're already nearly dead. Triple crit in a row. So daft. So daft. I may as well get the fatigue level 5. I'm very curious about how this will play out in a Nuzlocke format, where it's one capture per forest. First thing I hit, I have to have and have to use. It's gonna be very strange. Because I might just not get any air minions at all. Alright, let's just fight the poacher. I want to see what this is like with a dog para. It would have been slightly better if it wasn't a dog para in the Beetle Forest and it was a Tahambu and it was the other way around. That would actually be slightly better, but I'm not complaining. Goat. This is hitting his horn. That was about what I expected. Pretty much what I expected. Maybe we just use the Tahambu we've got to capture more Tahambus. That makes sense to me as a course of action. I'm going to defend here because I don't want to kill the poacher with a critical hit. And we'll switch to the Tahambu to finish off the poacher. But Tahambu vs Tahambu is basically battle of the blocks. It's just whoever blocks more wins the fight. But if we get a few more levels onto ours, we'll be sitting pretty when we fight more Tahambus. We just need enough to compensate for the change that the Gradon does to the stats of the Tahambu. Cute. Okay, that's probably... Oh yeah, we can actually finish this. We don't have to wrong warp because we've killed the poacher. There is one more spot that I'd like to check out though. Spot we never normally go to. I just want to see what's down there. It's where, well, I say never gone. We have gone there. It's where we caught the phrase. I want to go down there. Oops, Wolf respawned. I think we just run. I don't really have an interest in fighting these guys. EXP isn't good enough. Yeah, we're still on the lookout for a wind minion. On to wind minion. Haven't seen one yet. I kind of miss the tortoises. They're much easier to dodge. You just walk right past them. These swabs are actually like impossible to dodge. I assume it's a swab down here as well. Here it is. Alright, so what's replaced the birds? These guys have poison. Also, this is the third one of this family that we've encountered. This is the third Ebe minion. We've got the Patib, the Patalchew, and the Tarib. Oh, and they're going to try to poison me with their magic. I'm going to see if we can just run, because I don't really want to fight them. I don't have a wind minion. I think they'll keep trying until it either takes, like that, or they would keep going until they ran out of mana and then choose regular attack. Come on, let me run. Thank you. I want to see what's down here. I must know. Oh, I didn't need to do that. There we go. It's gonna be way more exploratory than my previous runs because I'm just so curious. That. Wait, are you serious? That's an unobtainable minion. That is a normally unobtainable minion. Is that the water one? I think it's the water one. No, it's the air one. It's a Tolka. So this is an alternative to Sherik, the fire secret minion. So you have Tweengu and Sherik, and then they have all their variants, but all their variants are secret minions. Oh, sorry, unobtainable. So they have terrible. Oh no, they're gonna use sleep, aren't they? Okay, never mind, that's fine. Well, I guess this is our air minion. They have basically no physical defense or physical attack, like at all. Oh, there you go. There they tried to put me to sleep. So these guys have their defense is pitiful. It's absolutely pitiful. But their magic defense and magic attack are very good. So we'll take us to Tolka. If nothing else, just because it's an air minion, which we need. And if we don't encounter any better wind minions, then this'll do us. Yeah, there is no way to legitimately capture one of these minions, or obtain one of these minions in a non-modified game. You can sort of see that the capture animation's a bit janky, because it was never, I don't think it was ever properly done for this minion, because you're not really meant to capture them. So it's sort of, the model just sort of jerks around a little bit. And it's the same on the escape animation, it just doesn't look quite right. Yeah, it's sort of just skip, it doesn't spin properly. But okay, we've got got a wind minion. Or an air minion. So I guess we clear out of here. There's another one. We'll attempt the wrong walk, but if we miss, I'm just going to equip the wind minion. And if we succeed, then we defeat Kikinak, of course. We're going to come back to get more Tahambus anyway. Like, that's something we are going to do. Can't dodge it. Can't dodge it. Let's run. Yeah, there may be like one more spawn area in here for different minions, but I'm not 100%. When you go to the actual Kikinak route, I don't know if it reuses the ones we have or not. By the way, I need to equip Silver Crown still. We may not even use it because I think our minions are strong enough to kill Kikinak anyway. But let's give this wrong warp a go. A bit early. Probably still a bit early, but I kind of still don't care. Because we're gonna need to equip our Tahambus anyway. Yeah, it's early. Okay. So we're going to equip our wind minion. We're going to merge all those dog paras into a single mega dog para. Equip our wind minion, come back, capture like 3 more Tahambus, go fight Kikinak. Merge the Greydon into our Tahambu, then all the other Tahambus into it. And unless we encounter a better wind minion, that's probably good enough to beat the game. Probably. So, Dog Para with Dog Para. You see, this just emphasizes the stats it already has. Doesn't change anything else about it. We just want to get its attack stat and its speed stat as high as possible. It doesn't visually make any difference, but I think we still do that merge. Okay, so let's equip Satolka instead of Patib. And we just want... You see what this Satolka has? No physical... Whatever's. It's useless. Alright. It's not useless. It's got strong magic. We care about the strong magic. It also can't miss, which is going to help us capture these Tahambus. On the downside, though, it has no defense. So these dog paras may, even though they're level 3, 2 levels lower than it, they still may be strong enough that it causes us a problem. If we don't encounter a stronger wind minion, then we'll just take what we got. And if we don't encounter a minion which has water attack plus nothing, before we get to the end of the Moth Forest, then we won't capture any more dog paras. Whatever, we'll just use what we got. So we got Maltia, that's the only one they have, and then they have all of this. Just everything plus nothing. That's actually different from the fire one. Oh, its magic's too strong. Magic too good. Can't use it. I forget that the Tahambus don't have any magic defense. No, they don't have any defense at all, really. Okay, there's a Tahambu up here. I guess we want to use our own Tahambu then. It'll just be a crit off. I'm going to crit them, they're going to crit me. That's in blocks. don't want to crit again. If we crit again, then the Tahambu dies. Okay, cool, we can capture it. Yeah, if we need to, we'll go back to the Beetle Forest and grab some Hambus again. There was also the Rodents. But I want to see if we can get Water Attack plus nothing rather than have to go with Water Attack plus power. Just because the the Dogfire is not going to get that much mana. No matter how, as far as we get into the game, we're still not going to get that much mana onto that Dogfire. So giving it the ability to use its Water Attack more than once, or more than twice, is what's more important there, rather than having a single attack that's very strong. That would have been 2 Horalcos. Let's run from this. I don't know if the next room uses a different minion slot or not. I genuinely don't know. It may do, it may not. Oh, that's nice, we dodged it. Alright. Actually use the pupa key for once in our life. Or lava key. I think it's lava at the minute. Pupa's the one in Moth Forest. And let's go fight Kikinak with minions that I absolutely should not have right now. But yeah, I actually prefer Dog Power to Arpatron. As a minion, if I had to pick one, I'd pick Dog Power instead of Arpatron. If it were an option. You probably wouldn't in the any % run anyway, though. Like, it's my personal preference. But I don't think you would, just because the extra capture you'd need to do to give it a regular water attack. And then I think you'd be relying a bit more on RNG, but I still prefer the Dog Power. There we go. So if we don't want to have to do that extra scene with Mabu, we want to not talk to her between now and finishing the Spider Forest. We still need to capture more Tahambus. We only encountered one that we could capture. That's fine. Let's go see what's in the Spider Forest. Oh, is that just Twingo? Is that just straight up Twingo? It is! Alright. Well, that's Yes, I want that. Please give me the Twingo. That's going to make our dog power very good. That's going to give us a very good dog power. Unfortunately, we're capturing him at level 7, which means he would lose out a fair bit on his attack stats if he were to just outright use Twingo. That's actually completely obtainable. Tigra minion, yes, but also obtainable. Alright, so let's capture him. We now have a reason to go back to the Beautiful Forest to get some extra dog powers. Not many more. Like 2, maybe. And they're level 1, so we'll just capture them instantly anyway. Okay, we got a Twingo. Down here then. Oh, you. You're just from the Moth Forest, isn't it? Twingos, by the way, are basically impossible to dodge. They are so difficult to dodge. I'm just gonna have a look at what's over here. Then we'll probably leave the forest. Oh, we've got a lot of repeats. Oh, it's true, with a Twingo. I don't really want to fight them. Yeah, I'm just gonna have a look at what's in here, then I'll leave and probably wrong warp out to get the look at what's at the backside, finish the spider forest. Well, actually, finishing the spider forest right now may have some downsides, because we'll have a limited amount of captures in the moth forest, and I don't want to have to be capturing Hambus and dog parrots at that point. That'll use up a lot of our capture attempts, or our fireflies, I should say. Could fight Poacher here, I don't really want to. It'll be the air Poacher. We've switched out our fire minion now, so we don't have one of those. Alright, what's down here? It's a Nushab and a Radwasp. Oh, and it's a... Okay. I think that's it as far as things that we're going to see on this side. So we're going to capture those... It was 2 more Tahambus that I wanted, and then 2 dog parrots. So we'll go grab those now. We'll go grab them now. I'll sort out our merges for... Those 2 minions will basically be done then. They'll both have loads of abilities. Both those Tahambus, the Tahambu and the dog parrot, both have loads of attacks. Although they'll being English, they'll have basically every elemental attack we could possibly want them to have, especially on the Earth Tahambu. Oh, I can't dodge it. It's not going to be massively relevant, because they don't really have the mana to use all those abilities, but having Earth Attack plus Power, Earth Attack Regular, and Earth Attack Critical, also the Power in the Regular, is going to be relevant to the Tahambu if we want to go for the one-shot the Earth Boss strat, which I'm looking forward to trying. We'll need to get it to a high level for that to work. So we're just going to go on to this to take us to the other side of the beetle forest. because element switching isn't a thing, we don't have to worry about anything to do with that. It'll still be, what are they called? The Pata somethings. Patiomel? No, it wouldn't be. Actually, no, it might be Patiomel. I can't remember the family name for those guys. We didn't have any fights with them because they're easy to dodge. Kind of hard to see, isn't it? See dodge. I don't think the dodge is hard. I just think it's hard to see where you're going. All right. Dog power, please. There'll be like at most one in here because we captured them all. But this should be a matter of I should be able to capture at full health. And Twingo's not going to mess with their stats very much because they are also a physically oriented minion. Oh hey, you missed the start. I'm about 3 forests in at the minute out of 6. Or 7, rather. We've got some very silly minions to have caught this early on. We've got one unobtainable minion and 1 secret minion. We aren't using the secret minion, but we are using the unobtainable one. Yeah. We've also got some minions which we got 2 of the same the same family minion, which are from the final forest, which both have extremely high critical hit rates and very high attack rates. We're just capturing some more of them. Can you respawn for me, please? I only need 1 more of you. Come on. There we go. It was kind of funny. We tried to 1v1 them with Levant, but it's actually very hard for Levant to beat these guys in 1v1s. I wouldn't say it's necessarily busted yet because our wind minion, the unobtainable wind minion that we got, is very physically weak. It's like physical attacks can kill it extremely quickly, which may be a problem. But our water minion is sitting pretty. Our water minion is very good. And we are going for the one-shot the Earth boss strat, which is probably going to be the funniest thing if we manage to do it. We're going to try and kill the Earth boss before he summons his minion. Cursed bird. Well, it's meant to be a bird of paradise. I don't. No, it's not. It's not a cursed bird. I don't think. It looks a bit funky. I won't lie, but. Yeah, so we're capturing. We got a water one of these and an earth one of these, which we're using, but I can't use my air minion to take these down because it one-shots them. Because while it's physically weak, it's got very, very good magic. And these guys have no physical defense to speak of. They're just very good at blocking. Alright, 1 more attack. Please don't crit. Don't crit. Okay, good. We also encountered 2 minions that will basically give both our water and earth minion every single ability we could possibly want on them. These guys only have... They have Earth attack plus critical and Water attack plus critical, which I don't think they really need. They have high enough crit rates that they don't really need it. Yeah, I've been fusing a lot. To be fair, we're not going to really be changing their appearances too much, because we're merging them with more of the same minion that they were. So we probably aren't going to end up with mangled looking minions. If you want to see a mangled looking minion, if you watch the magic only run, we end up with some very cursed minions by the end of that, as a consequence of all the merging we do. I believe I described the minion as flying, or no, Ray described it as flying Kermit by the end of it, which I think was very apt. Yeah, so we're just... Oh, don't crit me, that's very rude. Yeah, I don't think these minions need, plus critical on their abilities, because they have such a high crit rate anyway. But what we do want is Earth attack plus power. Because if we get Earth attack plus power on these minions, and then if the Earth one has Earth attack plus power and it crits the Earth boss, it's very highly likely that that will just kill him before he gets to summon his minion. Which is an opportunity I cannot pass up. If it doesn't crit, he probably doesn't die in one shot. But if it does, then he probably does die immediately. Alright. Oh, we got a Mirror of Deva, that's very good. So yes, we got 2 Dog Powers, 3 Tahambus, and a Twingu. So we can finish the Spider Forest now. We're going to have to wrong warp to the back side of it. Then when we talk to Mabu, we'll do all our merges. And that'll basically finish the Earth and Water minion. Wouldn't normally keep an Earth minion, but I want that one shot. I really do. I may get all the way there, have done all this setup, and it just doesn't happen. But it could. And that's worth going for. Right, so we just need to wrong warp. If I can not mess it up. There's a Twingo again. Might be a little bit early, but we'll give it a go anyway. I think that is early, but whatever. There we go. Always wrong, but it pays off. Right, what's over here? Ooh, you're not normally here until the dead Spider Forest is when those normally turn up. So I am used to seeing them in this forest, but only after we've killed it. Give me that key. What's in here then? Instead of the creepy trees, what's in here? Are you serious? Are you serious? Okay. Okay, we do need to... The problem here is they're a bit strong. They're kind of high level. Well, they're high level, but they're very, very weak minions. But I think it's worth catching one. The only problem is that our Tahambu's already injured. I think they're going to use physical attacks. So I'm going to switch to our dog para. There we go, that's one dead. What? Oh, right, yeah, I forgot. Ag guys are bugged. Ag guys are bugged. We can just kill them both. They have, well, I don't know how to explain it. But, yeah, for some reason in the game's code, Ag guys have the correct Endeavor ability to make it the arena water element. But for some reason they have the fire attacks as well as the water ones in terms of magic. Well, it does 1 damage because they're using a fire attack without being a fire elemental minion. Because the damage is scaled in relation to that, right? So if you're like 100% fire and use a fire attack, it does 100% damage. But if you're 0% fire, then it does 0% damage. But because you can't do less than 1 damage with a physical attack, it does 1 damage. I think we just kill the guy, we don't. I forgot that that's what they were like. I was like, oh, sick. Yeah, they've definitely got the spirit. They powered up the element and then went, wait a sec. Wait a second, this isn't right. But you'll be able to tell, because we raised our dog power from level 1, it actually has a higher attack stat than the Tahambu. Which we only raised from, like, 3 levels higher. We'll just run from these ones, I think. Yeah, we're taking a bit longer through this because we want to see all the minions. We want to see every minion that we've put in the game. But this has opened the door for us to do Nuzlocke challenges now, because I'm not capturing Arpatron at the start and I'm not capturing Mardrag every time. That said, I do have a question of opinion with regards to doing Nuzlockes. So I can make it so I can capture internal corridor bosses if they spawn. So I have like 3 ways I can do a Nuzlocke, right? I could do a Nuzlocke where any minion can spawn and I can capture all of them, minus the bosses that crash the game. I can make it so any minion can spawn except the bosses, and I can then capture all of those. Or I can do it so that we switch around minions that already exist in the main game as they are, and then just switch which forests they appear in. And that's like 3 different ways to do a Nuzlocke, which I think are all valid. But I'm not sure what would be the most entertaining of those 3, and which seems more legit, right? Because capturing bosses obviously puts you at a massive advantage. You're capturing bosses. Right. We gotta do all our merges here. So we're gonna give our Tahambu and our Dog Para way more abilities than they had 2 seconds ago. So Dog Para plus Twingo. See, it's going to give it water attack plus regular, and then plus power, plus accuracy, and plus crit, and then that's going to be one of them. Yeah, I thought option 2 seems like the most legit, like the most fair, while still doing what we want. Which I think this run comes under it, because I don't think we're... Okay, now is there any point in doing this merge? I think we might get a bit more speed later, so we will do it. We won't get it immediately, but we might get more speed later. Right, what we want now is we've got a grade on. Yes, Earth attack plus power. We just have every ability, why not? every possible Earth ability on this minion now. Now we're going to merge it with our extra Taham boost that we've captured. Oh. That just occurred to me as I may have just removed the Earth type plus power. Yeah, I did. Oh well. That's fine. We still have Earth regular, which is probably more relevant anyway. We need those stats, they matter more. Right. We still have this Batib, which is not very relevant. Yeah, you can see that like they're fairly close, but they're both in this top right corner now, which is like optimal placement for damage. Alright. We now cannot merge until we clear the forest. We are going to look in the spider forest. There's only one minion that spawns in the spider forest now, but I want to know what it is. Normally it'd be a spider. But okay, so maybe we don't get to one-shot the Earth boss. Or at least we probably don't get to one-shot the boss, but we'll still try. We just need to overlevel our Tahambu severely. But not severely. I guess maybe we do try Earth type plus critical in case it may do enough. Basically, plus power makes it like do 1.3 times damage, but critical hits do 1.7. But if you use a plus power attack and get a critical hit, it's then crazy. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that the Greydon plus power slot overlapped with the Tahambu plus critical slot. That's fine. We'll live. We probably will not encounter any more. I always catch myself on him. We probably won't encounter any more Tahambus for the rest of the run. We can still go back and fetch some more though. At least right now we can. I think the only time I even consider doing that though is if this next forest contains a minion which has Earth attack plus power. Because I think we've gotten everything we need really. I'm still a bit nervous about our wind minion being useless when it comes to physical defense. Since Shidra is quite likely to use physical attacks, and so is Delphinel. And Earth isn't a great element for fighting Shidra. It's alright for Delphinel. Not bad for Delphinel, but it's not great for Shidra. Yeah, give me the armor. Thank you. Alright, let's go see what's in the dead spider forest. Now gonna be very... There you go, it's all red and dead now. There's only one minion in here now, so we're just gonna see what it is. Oh my god! Are you serious? It's sorry. I don't think you guys will like quite get this minion is the rarest minion to encounter in the wild. And it can only be encountered in the Eternal Corridor. It's the rarest one. I am absolutely capturing one of these. Like, they share a model with the Shilias or Ashes that we normally encounter. But a very big difference is... Yeah, we're going to catch this. Yeah, a very big difference is that the ashes that you encounter in the other forests are replaced with the model for this minion. That isn't the normal model. Also, I appreciate how both of our bouncy boys have wings now. I probably should have put on the Riquette's garb, but I forgot to do that. Yeah, so this minion has very different base stats. It actually has a family of minions which this one comes from have the highest base stats in the game, like combined stats. That was rude. So it's actually very, very strong. I want to capture it, but I think I do need to weaken it more, but I can't hit it with my harm boots. And I don't necessarily want to use the wind minion. I don't necessarily want to capture Bunch because it is still fire. And fire isn't a particularly useful element to us. You know, I'm going to use the Earth one, and I'm going to get it to cast some magic because it has terrible magic stats, like absolutely abhorrent magic stats. Like this is going to do like basically nothing. Okay, did 8. 8 whole damage for that. Alright, let's try again. Under 10% health. That should be good enough to catch it. What capture are we at? 7 or 8? 7. I'm only going to capture the one. Since we want air and water minions, really. Fire is workable, but it's more like, if we find that our air minion is not usable, we'll probably be able to take down Delphino with our earth one. And failing that, we can switch in this fire one. Yeah, that's a very rare minion. I've never actually caught one. Yeah. I've never caught one in a regular playthrough. Like, not once. I need to equip the Riquette's gun before I forget. It's very much so a trophy catch. I have caught a Saramoon before, which is of the same family. I think that's the air one. Yeah, they share a model with the Shulia and whatnot, but that's just because the original model of the Shulia, the Asher, are not good. Not good is the word I'm going to use. The words. So we have no idea what's in here. There's going to be at least 3 or 4, I think, that spawn in here. Oh, it's you. Or rather, it's a fire one of you. We've already encountered a water one. Dodging at the right of the edge of a screen is kind of awkward. Oh, and it's you again. Okay, we got a second spawn of these guys. We do need to level our air minion to take down Gigo. Because it's still like level 5 or something. Oh, it's an air tortoise. You by yourself? Yeah, okay, Ananku's gonna be fine. We'll just weaken it with our dog power and then finish it off with our air minion. It's not going to have much speed, so we're going to get a lot of double attacks. It's also very unlikely for it to actually make contact with us because of the speed difference. I'd hope you don't double crit. You could, but I'd like you to not. So here's where the risk comes in. This minion is not very high level. And I don't know how many times we can use the magic attack before it's out of mana. It's got 44. It's going to take more than half the mana to use the attack. Okay, cool, it did enough. That's the unobtainable minion, by the way. There we go. The burb. What level is our... Yeah, I think everything's fine now for going for the fight. I will use like some of the shab liquor we picked up just to restore the health of or the mana rather, of the bird. No, it's unobtainable. You simply just can't get it. So you can get the fire version of it via a very specific set of merges, and that'll produce the fire version. But it will always produce the fire version, and there is no way of merging to get the wind one. And it can't be encountered in the wild. So that's why it's unobtainable. I guess they dropped. Oh, they would have dropped special because. Oh yeah, they dropped special rather than because they're late game minions that we were because we were capturing what would be late game minions. They drop a better liquor. Yeah, that's why it's unobtainable. Oh, I restored them out of the wrong one. Oh well, that's fine. I'll just block because my regular attack wouldn't do anything anyway. But it's gone quite considerably more plump since it was level 5. Yeah, our concern is the fact that Satolka has absolutely no defense. At all. Does have very good magic though. Alright, that's Gigo dead. And now we'll switch to our level 8. May as well use the level 8. Yeah, it's got very powerful wind magic. I just want to see how much damage this does if it hits. No, that's not bad for a level 8. It's not bad for level 8 at all. Poke. We're now going to poke the poacher to death. And we're going to see how many times the poacher manages to hit us. Once the poacher hit us. Alright. Let's leave the forest again. I didn't see anything I wanted to capture, so I guess we'll just have the Earth type plus critical. It's fine. It's not the end of the world that we don't have Earth type plus power. randomize you again, isn't it? Getting these there. Alright. There should be at least one other minion type that spawns in here. So we may have a little look around to see if we can find it. I'm not sure where it would be though. I'll have a look to the left here, because I know that there is a space over here. And if there was a 4th slot, I would assume it'd be over here. I don't think I've been down here in any of my runs. Looks like it isn't. Okay, whatever. We'll just carry onwards. And we'll see what's in the Dark Beetle Forest. So we're going to need to level up our water minion a fair bit. Actually, what's up here? Oh no, there's nothing up there. That's not a... That's just a dead end. There are no minions beyond that door. Yeah, so we're going to be using our dog power to kill the tourists. Using regular water attacks. So we are going to want to level that dog power a little bit more. I don't know what minions we're going to have access to do that, but... Because normally I just go out to water minion, I'll fight, you know, a Suave. Okay, it's level 11. Fight another Suave, goes level 12. Or a Pat Dreg, which is level 12. But I think we've done the hard part now, where we've got minions that I believe we can use to finish the game. I don't think we need to capture anything more. My only concern is still that one wind minion. I don't know how good Sherrick is in terms of fighting Kashidra. But I think he'll be alright. I think he'll be alright anyway. We knew it was doable with magic only, so it should definitely be doable with Sherrick. I just don't have that much confidence in magic minions because they're reduced physical defense, which most of the bosses use. As like their most damaging attacks are physical. One boss we could use the trophy capture on would be Cetarion, if we want to do the wind boss. Fight the wind boss. But there's no real... There's not really any reason to ever fight Cetarion when we know that she can be skipped. Yes, we encountered 3 of the. Oh, this is for fun. This one. We're obviously still doing it pretty quickly, but we are doing it for fun. Yeah, I get what you mean. I don't know, I'm not sure if I count fighting Cetarian as fun. They are a massive pain. I am going to look through the Dark Dragonfly Forest for all its minions, though. I just want to see all the minions, really, or most of the minions. But I just didn't, like, you have to pick up something fire if you want to fight Cetarian. And we picked up a Petite, like, there was literally a Paddlechew or a Petite, and anyone who's even vaguely sensible picks the Paddlechew, because it does more damage than the Petite. But I just grabbed the Petite and left, because like, I'm not going to fight Cetarian. That's not on my agenda. I just need a fire minion that I can use to get an air minion. I have no idea what's in there. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Maybe. We've spotted, we got 3 from the same family that we've encountered. And that's all the money, you don't think? Since we weren't using any of the seals, I decided to sell those. I will pick up some sleep spores. It doesn't really matter because, well, we don't know what we're encountering. Get a bunch of mugwort, and then a bunch of these. Why not? All right, that should be all the shopping we need done. I don't really care to purify the trophy minion. We don't really need to do that unless we want to use it, which we probably aren't going to. So let's go. Let's see what's in the Dark Beetle Forest. There are quite a lot of normal minions we just haven't seen yet, like, at all. We've gotten a lot of ones of the same family in different elements. It's just... Oh wait, no, it's... I think... I can't remember if it's the Earth one or the Wind one. Okay, yeah, it's a Cartilage. Well, that's just a Swav. The Swav was replaced with a Wind Swav. It's the same minion. I do need to level up my my water minion, so we will fight this not quite a Swav. We'll just punch it to death. Well, really, if you capture a high dragon and put one, you need to name it Swav or Chikata. Because really, this is older. Alright, that's So that was literally just the minion that's normally there. Except it was wind instead of fire or water. I was straight up just the same minion. Let's use some sleep spores. I did get 3 Devil's Mirrors in case I do end up fighting the wind boss for some god-awful reason. Oh my god, it's a dog power again! It's more dog powers. I don't need... I've already got my dog power, guys. I don't need another. Okay, and that's the, those have, wind attack plus power. I don't think I want it, but it's... Wait, is that the Squoot again? It's the snake again as well. What's that? I can't... What? Is that the fire Twingo? It is, it's Colonius. Look at that boy go. He's also... That's also an unobtainable minion. He's another secret minion. You can only normally get the water one. But I actually want to kill this one. I'm sorry, Glonius, but you actually must die. I need you for levels. I need the dog power to be level 12. At least. And ideally, actually, I need him to be higher than level 12. I may catch the crab frog if I encounter another one. If I encounter another Colonius, maybe. Oh. Amasag? Yeah, it's just an Amasag. Weird. What else will do for this to Hambu? Nice easy level up for them. Bunch of them. We'll just have the Earth one. Just kill them all. I don't know if it's... I don't actually know if Colonius is that useful to us, because we've already got that the other minion, which I think is actually stronger anyway. Like our other fire minion, I believe, is stronger than Colonius. It would be another like trophy capture, but I think I'm just happy enough encountering it. Like, I think that's cool already. Oh, there you go. There's it's some additional Coloniuses. So we'll capture one of these. Since I said I'd capture it if I encountered the second one. do have to be careful about critical hits here though, because I think we do one shot. Well, there's actually another encounter anyway. And I can't dodge these guys to save my life. They're actually really hard to dodge. Okay, come here, Clonius. I don't actually remember what the capture animation. I don't know what the because the Bird of Paradise, the Shatolka animation, like glitches out when you try to capture them. I don't know if the Clonius one will. Oh, that seems to have normal animation. I think it's escaping though. I think we need to hit it. At least like one more time. Not with a minion, they'll do too much damage. Clonius has they're basically equivalent to the Bird of Paradise one. They essentially their stats are like the same, but one of them's magic, one of them's physical. So they just flip those stats around. So minions like Clonius have like no magic defense at all, but they have very good physical defense. There we go, we caught one. You can be happy now. I guess we will fight. Yeah, well, I mean, we're gonna have to fight another one, aren't we? Because they're gonna be. They're right there. Okay, cool, you're by yourself. I only need to fight the one with this dog power. Get to level 13. I'm gonna hope that our speed stat. I'm gonna hope that my speed stat is going to give us a bit of an edge against a tourist with regards to blocking his physical attacks. I am quite nervous for his magic ones though, since our dog power does not have any magic defense to speak of. Do have elemental advantage, of course. I always say I'm nervous anyway, because like, I'm like, oh, this could be an issue, but it never seems to be. 44 attack, level 13. That's pretty good. There's one more over here, which we're not going to have any hope of dodging. I just realised that hit me from the back. I might die. Okay, narrow escape. Narrow escape from my foolishness. Should not have done that. Great. I appreciate that, dog power. Alright, let's get these minions healed up a little bit. Actually, I'll wait till the next screen because there's still. I think minions can spawn on the screen. Actually, I don't think they can. I don't think there'll be any. Yeah, no minions spawn here. Okay. So yeah, we'll heal up our minions now, and Levant, of course. Use excellent liquor for the mana. I think we were very close to having Arpatron spawn because we had Twingo spawn, who I think is only one hex code away from Arpatron. I think it's like Arpatron, Twingo, Sherrick, and then the boss minion, I think, in terms of hex codes. I'm not entirely sure on that though. So let's standard fighting procedure, Mirror of Deva, the water minion. Is Levant only possible? Yes, but it's incredibly boring. It's incredibly boring. And I would describe it more as theoretically possible than you should try it possible. It falls into that category of thing. Basically, the way you would do like a Levant only run is you need to farm Great Walnuts. You just have to farm. Okay, yeah, this is an easy fight. You just have to farm Great Walnuts till Kingdom Come. Yeah. You can eventually get Levant's max health to whatever number it is you need. Yeah. You just farm out until like, Levant has like 600 health or whatever. And then, you know, farm minions, sell minions, buy seals. Use a combination of seals and bitter mugwort to win the game. You can buy seals? I don't know. You can farm them though. Not very entertaining is what I'm gonna say. Would not recommend. Block? Oh, nice. Sorry, I like it when I can crit. Okay, you let me down, Talbu. You let me down. Oh, but he can't hit you. We are going to use our wind minion to finish off the fire boss. I just think it's funny that he can't hit him. Got too much speed. Okay, you get one, Okay, he gets two. That was funny while it lasted. Let's just finish him off with the level 11. There we go. Yeah, our minions aren't going to look very wacky because we merged them with a lot of the same thing. Quite a lot of my runs I've actually done a fair bit of merging. Yeah, but I think the craziest was the magic only run. I also did a fair bit in the one minion only run, the no elemental attacks run, and yeah, I think that's about it really. Where I do like loads of merging. I don't in the Patimal only run, but that's because the whole point of that run is that I wasn't merging. And there we go. Back into the forest we go. I don't think we need to bother Deva's mirroring against the Earth boss because our minion is only going to get 3, maybe 4 attacks out before it's out of mana. So I don't know if Deva's mirror versus Earth boss is even going to matter. Anyway, let's see what's in the Dark Dragonfly. You guys are in here anyway. I just never go to where they spawn. Yeah, it's Khans. They normally spawn here. This is just a regular spawn. They have the Drain Mana attack ability. And the Deva of their element. But they're just salamanders basically. Look at him wiggle. Oh, I have sleep spells. I can sleep. Use your brain. No, we are going to wrong warp out of here. Is that another one? It's a trophy capture. It's a Saramoon. Technically a way better wind minion than the one we're using. This is actually just a better wind minion than the one we have. Oh, don't put me to sleep, that's just rude. Yeah, I always thought of them as like a snail, right? But then it has legs. But to quickly identify what it was, I would still call it a snail. Could you stop putting me to sleep, for the love of God? Oh, I don't have magic on this one. Merging the bird with the Saramoon may be alright. I'm not sure. Because I don't know how magical the Saramoon is. Because the downside when you merge, right, is that the stats are sort of combined then divided, you know? And if they aren't good in the same way, then you might end up with just an overall weaker minion. That's kind of the mistake I would make all the time as a kid. Like, you want a minion to either be physically offensive or magically offensive. You don't want both. There's no real advantage to you if you have both. Okay, I need to deal more damage to this Saramoon. Let's go with the Tahamboon. Let's cast some terribly weak magic at it. Yeah, it's not useful to have a minion that's good at both magic and physical attacks. So if the Saramoon's got good physical stats and the air minion we're using doesn't, then merging them will actually result in a weaker minion than if I didn't. Okay, let's go back to Levant and try and capture it again. Yeah, mixed attacking just because you sacrifice your defensive stats for that, you know? Mixed attackers don't really work in this game. Like, you can do it, I just think it's objectively worse. I'm personally of the opinion that the only defense that matters is magic defense, because speed basically is as good as having... Like, having high speed is as good as having high defense. Except it's better because it also increases your critical hit rate and your block rate. Like, gives you extra turns, increases critical hit rate, increases block rate. Oh, I thought I could still run around it. Its hitbox is a bit too big, which you don't get if you just have high defense. Which is why I'm a big fan of the spiral minions, because they have very high attack, very high speed, and very high magic defense specifically. They just sort of have everything you want in a minion in my opinion. Well, there used to be... Well, sorry, I say there used to be. There is a 6th stat called crit, but it's completely unused. As far as we know. It's just called 6th stat, and it doesn't show up on the minions' visible stats. Which is believed... It was believed that the intention of it was to control the critical hit rate of minions. But in practice, it doesn't seem to hold any bearing on that. Doesn't seem to do anything at all. Sleepy snails. Alright. So we're gonna wrong warp out of here. Oh, it's the fire snakes. You're a pain in the butt. You're a bit too big. Crash abs. It's a bit difficult to escape from. Okay, not too bad, we're alright. Unlike the Zulmus, which are mega slow. I mean, they're still, the Rushabs are still slow, but they're nowhere near as slow as Zulmus. And they have fire attack plus power, which could one-shot us. Which is a bit scary. So, we're gonna wrong warp out of here. Standard procedure. I want to get my levels on my minions. Fighting Earth ghosts. So we're just gonna wrong warp out of here. Oh, I got it. I will actually, you know, first we'll have a look to see what's in here. We'll see what did spawn down here, because normally those salamanders spawn down here. I just want to have a quick look. No, it's fire. Okay, fire's on there. We got 2 minions that, at least their family normally spawn in this forest, spawning here. Only one of them was the correct element, but yeah. I think that should be good. Might not be. No, it is cool. Alright. Oh. Spiral. Or an... Sorry, it's an Arvalzak or something like that. Arvalzak. Just a different element. Normally spawn... Well, to be fair, this is replacing the Babenza, so it's like 2 levels lower than you'd normally encounter it at. Stats are slightly different. It has a lower base attack than the spiral, but it has a higher base speed. All the minions of like the same family have like slight variations on the same stat base, on the same stat line. Fire tends to have higher attack stats. Air tends to have higher speed, that kind of thing. Earth tends to have higher defense. Water tends to have higher magic, I think. We don't need to capture this, we're just going to... the only reason we're fighting him is because it's just in the way. We want to go fight the Earth Ghost. We were pretty lucky, and we got some very viable minions very early on in this run. It's you again! That's the 3rd forest that guy spawned in. Really wanted me to have the water snake. I just didn't want to capture the water snake. It's just not useful to me. So we're going to have each of our minions fight one of these Earth Ghosts. Get their level up to 19 or 18 or 19. I can never remember. I think it's 19. So we'll have the Earth to Humbu go first. There you go, level 19. Really, if we want to give ourselves good odds on one-shotting the Earth boss, I don't think we're going to manage it, to be honest, because we don't have Earth attack plus power. But we'd want him to be like level 20, level 21 to do that. Sadly, we'd want him to be like that, but... Oh, I turned around at the last second, so this might be a back attack. Never mind. I'll try running. I'd like to run, really. I don't want to fight the Arvelzak. Arvelzak. It's a very bit weird name to say. Arvelzak. Arvelzak. I'm just going to use the sleeve swords we just have lying around. Be another one up here. I don't think I can dodge it. Hitbox is too big. I'll kill this too. Yeah, that's some good damage. I may have like an elemental disadvantage here. Sorry, what? Do I get so? Oh, AoE attacks. Yes, there are AoE attacks. I'm personally not using any. So, all this here, that's AoE. And then there is one physical AoE attack, which is on the foot of our minions, which I believe mine has. Yeah, I've that one, all enemies. So yeah, there is AoE. Right, we'll use the wind minion for this one. Well, I don't think we'll use the wind minion. We'll use the Tahambu to weaken it, and then switch to the wind minion to finish him off. Because I think that'll be faster. It's got 82 mana, it has enough to do its back a couple times. it's got no defense. There we go, that's two. It's two level 19s. Level 19 is actually higher than you need to take down Del for now. So I think once we kill the last Earth one, we'll just come back and we'll give it a go at trying to defeat final boss. Just need to get our dog power up now. You're awake again. See if we can get you to dodge to the right so I can go around. Oh, why is your hitbox so big? I'm gonna get hit by the Redoute. Oh, never mind. These guys have pretty bad stats, to be honest. Beautiful looking minions, but they're not very good. Sadly. Yes, we had Redoute up here in 3 forests. We had the Nushab, which is related to the Redoute, in 1. And we had the Tarut as well, which is also related to them. So they just kept popping up in our forests. The game really wanted us to use the snakes. There are still a few more minions in here that we haven't seen that will have spawned. That Tahambu is probably going to be level 20 before we get to the final boss. And I am absolutely I'm still going to use Earth Tap plus critical to see if we can one-shot. Oh. A Radbecker. Yeah, we're still absolutely going to go for Earth Tap plus critical to see if we can one-shot the Earth boss. Which is a little bit like shooting yourself in the foot because you don't get the experience for killing Delphinel. However, it would be funny, wouldn't it? Having those guys spawned as level 18s is actually really good for us because we can kill them really quickly. They are, however, basically undodgeable. It's a nice minion to have this late in the game for XP purposes. We'd have to kill 4 of them though to get our level 20 to level 21. We'd then go to level 22 for killing the Earth boss. But then we'd still have, 2 level 19s which may actually harm us more than help. Okay. What's down here? Oh! Well, these guys are normally here. That's just normal spawns. That's completely normal for those to be there. Alright, this is the one for the dog power. We sadly didn't have any corridor bosses spawn on us, which would have been kind of cool. But they are very overpowered if we captured them. Now, if we got a low level one, the game would be over. Got a defense. think if we critical hit the Earth boss, we'd actually one-shot him. This incarnation of him, anyway. The one you fight in the actual Delphinel fight is is higher level, but it's still. But then you have the arena element on your side. Like the arena is Earth element, which boosts Earth elemental attacks, so we may still one-shot him if we get the critical. I have no idea. Anyway. Depends on how high our attack stat is. I'm going to actually look at how high the attack stat is on that minion. There we go. He's dead. Have a look at the attack stat on that minion. 53. That's very high. If you'd capture like a wild Hambu from this forest in like the regular game, you're probably looking at about 44 attack. 43, 44. Oh, and there's the Skabeka as well. Very nice. Got the Skabeka and the Rabeka. Now Torin's gonna change the arena element to Earth, which is why I'm not attacking it yet. I do want to kill the Skabeka before it starts putting me to sleep, because that will be annoying. I was hoping for a crit there. The Hambus sadly have basically no resistance to to status conditions. Like, they're very susceptible to them. Which is why this is now happening. There we go. Like, if you use instant death on a Tahambu, it will almost always work. Well, I'm not sure about almost always, but it's got very good chance to work. It's very likely. Now it looks like we're going to get out of here fine. And I think this Tahambu is going to be level 21. Because we're going to have to fight. On the way out, we're going to have to fight one more of those birds. This has definitely been an interesting experience. I'm kind of curious about how the run would go if we were a bit less lucky. Tank Ambu, yeah. But he's not very tanky, he's got no defense whatsoever, he's just really fast. That said, he absolutely does have a lot of Oh, another one didn't spawn. I'm gonna give it another chance. Because I'd like it to be level 21. So yeah, if we weren't so lucky at the start, and maybe we got some very different minions at that early stage, because getting a level 1 dog power and a level 3 Tahambu is insane. They're already one of the strongest minions in the game. One of the most annoying ones to encounter in the wild. In the regular playthrough, fighting them is actually a huge pain. Right, we're gonna have to probably fight the Avlozak in here because it's basically impossible to dodge it. Well, yeah, I guess it is a dexterity tank, yeah. I guess. But if you actually hit it, it doesn't have any health at all. Or sorry, any defense. Or magic defense. If you hit it with a magic attack, it's screwed. Let's hope I did that in the right spot. before we do. Oh, it's a tortoise! Hello, tortoise! Do I fight the tortoise? I kind of want to. I want to know what the tortoise spawns with. I want to know what it spawns with. It spawns with a Rigu! Wait, what? Why is the Rigu... Why is the Rigu... Why is the Rigu red? Is that because it's the same minion? So the Rigu is the Earth Tortoise, right? So we've spawned the Fire Tortoise with the Earth Tortoise. So has it rendered incorrectly because it's fighting alongside? You know what I mean? Like in normal gameplay, there is no encounter possible where you fight two different elements of the same minion at once. But because of what we've done, it's possible. Oh no, I know if you catch... This is the wrong render that's still alive, but even if we do catch the wrong render, once we capture it, it'll correct its rendering. I found that out when I was working out how to do this. If you successfully capture a minion that's just displaying the wrong physical model, but the right stats, then you capture it, it just has the right stats. Sorry, it just goes to the right model. Rather. There is one minor exception to that. Well, not an exception. There's a thing you can do where basically there's a memory address which basically says, what am I fighting right now? That's basically what I've included that memory address does. And you can... This thing's going to put us to sleep. Oh, never mind. It's going to be nice to us. And with that memory address, if you change what the value is after you start an encounter, so say like we're fighting this Mashkira right now, if I change that memory address to say I'm fighting something else, and then I capture it, what I'll end up with is a minion which is called Mashkira, is air, has the same stats as Mashkira, but looks like the minion that I said I was fighting instead. So I think that memory address just stores what the minion looks like that you're fighting. Or something, like if you capture it, that's what it should look like. So I could get a Mashkira that looks exactly like a tortoise, uses the tortoise model, but it has all the stats and abilities of a Mashkira. It's a bit weird. Just doing this to get our water minion to level 20. In the event that we manage to do the one-shot, which I'm still not expecting, but if we do the one-shot, I would like our minion to be a little bit... I'd like to have a slightly stronger minion to fight Kashidra with. Oh god. I like this. They spawned attacking me. There was no dodging that. We'll try and run from this one. I don't want to have to fight all of these birds. There's possibly some value in leveling up Satolka, but since they're going to be the one that actually has to fight Delphinel in the event that we don't successfully one-shot the Earth boss, but I don't really want to get Satolka to fight those minions because it's not very good against them. Also, by the way, look at the health difference between our minions. Even though Pentimel has like 130 more health than our minions. Our minions just don't have any health. Sorry, magic minions just don't have any health. Alright, it's the last one that we probably have to escape from. Alright. Oh, tell you what we should do. Great walnut. Alright. Let's hope that my faith in Tahambu is not poorly placed. All you gotta do, Tahambu, is one-shot the Earth boss for me. It's all I ever wanted. It would still definitely be easy with Earth attack plus power. We're gonna try Earth attack plus critical and see if it lands. If it lands, we might be able to get it. But only if it critical hits as well as lands. If it just lands and it doesn't crit, then he probably doesn't die. And by probably I mean almost certainly doesn't. Almost certainly. And I don't think we're going to get 2 attempts to hit him before he summons Delph now. I'm sure we get 1 attack in, he switches into Delph now. But we should get the one attempt. If it crits and it still doesn't kill him, then I'm sad that we lost the plus power early on. But that was a sacrifice I was willing to make. Oh, it didn't crit, but if it did... No, yes! Who's Zelfa now? Never heard of him. I love it. Never heard of that guy. Well, that's very good to know. That is very good to know for any Nuzlocke we do. That an early Tahambu can just one-shot the Earth boss. Well, I mean, I'm not sure if that... Well, maybe not. Like, we did merge him with a bunch of Tahambus to do it, but... That's hilarious. That's so good. To be fair, we got 2 attacks in there, right? If the first one had crit, I did use the plus critical modifier, then he would have died from just the 1. That's so funny. I thought for sure he'd switch to Delph now. Like, for sure, he must do. What an embarrassment, I quite agree. Well, I'm glad that I proved it possible. I've mentioned doing that like a couple times now, and I haven't done it in a run yet. But now we have. Now we have. You could absolutely do that in a regular run. You just like take Arpatron or your Mardrag, you merge a bunch of Tahambus into it. Probably more Arpatron than Tahambu, and then do the same thing, and it will still do it. But it's a lot of effort to set up. This does, of course, mean that our minions didn't get leveled up quite as much as they should have, because well, we didn't fight Delph now at all. Could you imagine the time save in the any % run if you could just one-shot the Earth boss? Like, if you found a new route that didn't... Like, the time difference was lower than the time it takes to kill Delph now. Where the strat is to one-shot. Alright, let's switch to our... We're gonna need to, like, one-cycle this boss. Because our air minion isn't going to stand up to much of a beating. I wouldn't be surprised if this minion dies before it even gets to fire. more Kashidra gets to fire. Because Kashidra is going to do so much damage. I need Kashidra to use air magic attack, basically. If it uses air physical attack, I think Satolka just dies on the spot. Well, you were the liability of the team, Satolka, I'm sorry. You just aren't as good as Dog Paras and Tahambus. Sadly, just aren't as good. So... I don't really want to do too much while Kashidra's in this element. Our regular attack is going to do basically nothing. So I want Kashidra to switch to fire first. That's what I'm talking about. Can't hit him, can you, Kashidra? Just can't hit them. I think we Earth type plus critical the Kashidra. Didn't need the critical hit. Alright, let's see if we can get Dog Para some glory as well. Nice. There we go, glory for Dog Para as well. Ridiculous damage output and speed does it again. No need for defensive stats. It's not the fastest Kashidra kill ever, but at the same time we did have a bit of a liability with our unobtainable minion. That was good, that was good. I really enjoyed that. I liked the fact that I wasn't just going through the motions to do that. Obviously quite a lot slower because I had to think pretty hard about what I was doing with regards to which minions to catch when. But a lot of the decision making was made easy for us by the fact that we saw a Dog Para in the Beetle Forest and a Tahambu in the Dragonfly. That took a lot of the complexity out of the challenge. That was the easiest Earth boss of my life. The only way it would have been easier is if the first hit crit. If the first hit crit just went straight down. That extra 1 level we got in preparation for that fight may have been the difference. That little bit of extra speed.
When the 4 divine barriers are dispelled, the power of light and darkness shall usher in the time of gathering. Kumari and Kaya, the guardian deities of light and darkness, shall be released by the twin dragons of Kemuel. The chosen ones of light and darkness shall meet, and only then will the accursed ones be granted repose. And man shall obtain yet another fruit of knowledge, but it shall bear the seeds of responsibility.
Yeah, just don't mess with Talonbus, I guess. Don't abuse this knowledge. Okay, so I think the key thing to take back from this, though, is that we know that this setup is stable, right? We know that randomizing these memory addresses doesn't cause any problems, aside from occasional misrendering, apparently, if you get two of the same minion of different elements in the same fight. Which means we can now do Nuzlockes, where we get one minion per forest. How easy that's going to be, I have no idea. It might actually be very hard. But I think that's the obvious next step to take now, is to start doing Nuzlockes. Or do Jade Cocoon, but every fight is a boss fight, where you randomize it, but only Eternal Corridor bosses can spawn. Make them capturable. That's another thing we can do. You of course do also have the vanilla secret minions only run, where I'm not allowed to use any minions that aren't a secret minion. I don't know, which one of those three things would you guys like to see next? You can either do Nuzlocke, which is this setup, but no Eternal Corridor bosses. Every fight is a boss fight, so only Eternal Corridor bosses, but I'm allowed to capture them. Or that secret minion run. We'll do all three at some point, it's just a matter of ordering. You want to see every fight as a boss fight? What's your opinion, Ray? Well, if you want to do all secret minions, it'll either be that we can make it so they spawn in the forests. Just gonna save this here. So yeah, we can either do it so that all of the minions that spawn in the forest are the secret minions, or that we... There are only 2 secret minions, though. There are only 2. So that'd be a total of 8 different minions, if you include all the unobtainable ones. Or you don't modify the memory, and we just have to capture the minions that enable us to capture those secret minions. That's the 2 ways to do that one. My intention was to do it where I have to capture the minions that make the secret minions and then use them. There are fewer boss fights in that run, though. Well, sorry, fewer boss fights that we have to do with our minions, because we can't have a yeah, that's why I asked. Because there's only in the regular game there's only Twinger and Sherrick, and then if you do what we've done here, we can get up to 8, but it's just Twingu and their various elements, and Sherrick and their various elements, which gives you 8 in total. We are going to do regular Jade Cocoon, but it's only secret minions at some point anyway. Yeah, which of those 3 options do you like the sound of best? And the merge, yes, the merge to the that's the one I was intending on doing with the secret minions, because I don't think it would be that good to have them all spawn in the forest. It would be less wacky, yeah. The earliest you can get Sherrick is the Moth Forest. So I would have to defeat Kikinak using seals and all that kind of stuff up until that point. And then those minions would have to fight the Poacher, Tuturus, and Delphinel, and Kshidra, and that would be the fights that actually mattered to the run. You'd use Twingo to take on the Tuturus And I guess Sherrick to take on Delphin. But that's more on the challenge end of things, where it's like it's quite hard to win, or it's harder to win. Every fight's a boss fight. Is probably more entertainment value. I don't think it'd be that hard of a run, because I'm going to be using boss minions to beat the game, which are much better than other minions, basically. I obviously don't get access to Tatarian or Delph now, or Kashidra. I can't spawn them in without it destabilizing the game. I can actually get a hold of Minion, but he doesn't render properly. He works fine, but he doesn't render properly, and he's very weak. Like, actually, the Minion's very weak. Yeah, I don't know. The Nuzlocke's gonna be interesting. That's gonna be very hard. So I think in terms of difficulty, it's probably Nuzlocke is as hardest. Secret Minion's only probably a bit easier than that, and then every fight's a boss fight. It's probably actually the easiest. But we'd hear a lot of boss music all the way through. Yeah, I'll give it some thought. But either way, whichever one I end up doing, I'll be doing it next week. Same time as usual. And yeah, hopefully it'll go as well as this does. Whichever one of those runs we end up doing. But that was very enlightening. It's very strange having to dodge minions that spawn in spots which aren't normally there. And the amount of reduce that spawn, I was not expecting 3 of the same minion in 3 different forests. Of the exact same minion. Yeah. I guess I'll call it there for now. I hope you guys enjoyed watching that. I was certainly entertained by the Earth boss. And I hope to see you guys again next week.